Hello everybody, welcome back to Coatman TV. I'm Melanie, one of the kinesiologists at the Vancouver Coatman Healthcare Centers, and I'm going to lead you through a strength workout today. I wrote it up on my little whiteboard here. What we'll do, we're going to start with a warm-up. We'll do that together, and then we'll go through circuit 1. So I picked 4 exercises, a little bit more hip and core focus to start. We'll run through those a couple times on a time basis, and then we'll go through a circuit number 2, also 4 exercises. Timed, and then we'll finish off with a cool down together. So at any point, if you're feeling like these are too intense, take a break, grab some water, listen to your body. If it's too easy, I'll give some sort of progressions that you can try out, and hopefully you get a good workout. Feedback is always appreciated, so make sure you reach out to us to let us know what you would like to see. If you want some workouts with some weights, with some bands, if you've got equipment like that at home that you want some ideas, we would be super happy to come up with a video for you. So let's get started today. Make sure you've got enough space. We're going to start standing. If balance is ever an issue, you can hold on to something, or you can actually get down on the ground to do some of these. But we're going to start standing nice and tall, one knee into your chest. What we're doing with this one is warming up the balance, warming up the hips. As you're pushing down into the ground with one leg, you're going to pull that other leg up, nice and tall. It might look easy, it's not. One thing that people often have a hard time with balance, they get really frustrated, and it's not always our balance. Sometimes it is our shoes, sometimes it's the surface under our feet. So be mindful that if it's off, sometimes it's great, sometimes it isn't. Maybe consider the shoes that you're wearing. Maybe that could have something to do with it as well. Next one we're going to do is a bit of a hip hinge here, pushing your butt back, toe pointing up towards the ceiling, feeling a good hamstring stretch behind your legs. So alternating sides, holding the stretch for about a second or two, and then switch. So again, when we like to warm up to start the workout, we do dynamic warm-ups, a little bit more movement, getting the blood flowing. Then at the end of the sessions, we'll finish off with a static cool down, meaning we can hold our stretches for a lot longer. Good. Now let's take it nice and wide. Your choice if you want your toes out a little bit or facing forward, whatever feels good. We're going to sink down to one side until you feel a stretch there on the inside. Get up nice and tall. Alternating sides. Be mindful with this one that you're really sitting your butt back and that you're not actually driving your knee forward and all that weight on the toes. That's actually quite painful in the knee. So sit your butt back, keep your chest tall. And switching from side to side. One more. Excellent. Good. We're going to do a bit of a quad stretch, holding onto the wall if you need. Bring that leg back. Squeeze the bum. Push the hip forward. Switching sides. You want to challenge yourself. You can balance as well. Excellent. So as we're going along today, if you want some music, please put on your favorite tunes, because it's going to get fun and it's always more enjoyable when you have your favorite tunes. Very good. So what we're going to do now is make sure you've got nothing behind you, because we're going to do a step back here. So we're going to do a step back and reach up. Feet together, step back into that reverse lunge, reach up, alternating sides. If that's too much going on, just hands on your hips, step back, stay tall, make sure we're not leaning forward too much, because by staying tall, we're getting actually good stretch there through our hips. Let's do 2 more, 1 more each side. Beautiful, good. Let's come down to the ground here. So we're going to go to hands and knees. Let's do our cat-camel stretch. So hands firmly placed into the ground. You're pushing the ground away from you. You're going to breathe in, chin tucked. As you take a big, big deep breath in, you're going to get a stretch between the shoulder blades there. And when you're going to breathe out, let that chest fall down to the ground, chin up towards the ceiling, butt up in the air. Breathe in, round the back. Breathe out. A common mistake here is that people want to bend their arms as they're doing this exercise. I want you to lock those arms out. That way you're getting as much stretch as you can through the rib cage. Let's go for 2 more Each time you breathe in and you round your back, get more and more of a stretch every single time. Perfect. Excellent. Now that we're in this position, let's go for a Abductor Stretch. So bring one leg out to the side here. We're going to get a nice stretch on the inner thigh. Roll those shoulders back, chest out, butt up. You can sink forward and back here. You can rock or just hold that stretch there. It might be really tight. If it's way too tight, you can hold on to something and get up a little bit higher off the ground and still feel a good stretch there. Okay, so let's go to the other side here. Other leg out. Sink your butt back and forward. So you're just rocking over the arms, over the hands. And you want a gentle stretch, no pain. And notice how my toe is going. If I'm going forward, it's rotating forward. If I'm sitting back, it's going up. Good. Beautiful. Excellent. Now we're going to come on our side. This one's called the open book or thoracic spine rotation. You're going to tuck those knees in at 90 and you can secure that with your bottom arm. If you have a pillow or something, it's actually kind of nice for your neck so it's not cranked. But if you're able to get it to the ground, make sure that head is relaxed. If you're straining to keep it up, definitely get a pillow or something underneath, okay? So we're going to reach forward, slide the hand forward as far as you can go, and then slide your hand back as if you're pulling back, that bow and arrow, and then reach back. Oh, my pillow rolled away. Don't get a rolling pillow. And then reach forward. So you're just going to do that sweep motion. At the end here, you should feel the stretch either in the chest, sometimes you can feel the arms, back, lats, everywhere. So it's a really good one that encompasses a lot of upper body and mid-body muscles. So if you've got any tightness there, it's a really good one. Let's do one more. Breathe out, reach back, try to get that shoulder blade, top shoulder blade back to the ground behind you. Open that chest. Beautiful. Let's go to the other side. So knees tucked up. Same thing here. The knees at 90 is actually really important because this locks our hips in place and allows us to really focus that stretch on the upper body. If our knees are down here and we're rotating like this, I'm not getting nearly as much stretch as if I'm locked into this position and then reaching back. So make sure you're doing that. And notice if there's any differences. If there's one side that's really tight, you might want to spend a bit more time on it. And if there's any pain, definitely don't push through pain. You can stop right before. If there's a certain point where there's pain, just stop there and then back out. Okay? Awesome. So let's go on our back here. One leg up. So ankle to knee. And we're going to grab behind the leg here. So that figure four stretch. I want you to kick that heel up towards the ceiling, up and down. So we should get two things here. We should get a hip stretch on the leg that's bent. So on my right side, I'm feeling a good stretch. And then that other leg that's kicking up, I'm also getting a hamstring stretch, so behind my leg there. Let's go for two more. Always breathing through everything and switch. The more we hold our breath, the more actually our muscles will not relax and release and get as much flexibility benefits out of these workouts. So make sure you're breathing, getting oxygen to the muscles. Good. Let's go for two more. Excellent. Brilliant. So that was a nice little brief warm-up. Let's go right into circuit number one. So we've got our glute bridges, side plank, bear crawl, and squats. So our glute bridges here, we're going to start on our back, weight in your heels, make sure your neck, head and neck are totally relaxed, everything is melted into the ground from sort of your rib cage up, and hands by your side. We're going to start in a glute bridge position, so you're using your glutes to get you up, not your mid back or lower back, so glutes. And then from this position, we're holding this the whole time, you're going to alternate knee drive. So this is a little bit more challenging than some of the things we did last week. If they're coming on one leg and the other leg, there's a bit of pain, discomfort, or it doesn't feel good, I want you to go into the hip raises, where you're really focusing on squeezing the butt cheeks at the top, getting that posterior engagement. If that's easy, then we're going to go to those knee drags without letting the hips sink down. So you're keeping them up the whole time and alternating sides. Okay, so let's start. We're going to do 45 seconds per exercise. So I've got my handy dandy timer here. I'm going to hear a beep. And let's get going. Hips up and alternating sides. Good. And this is when, if you're feeling really, really tight, sometimes we're not able to fully extend and get into that position, and that's okay. So that's why warm-ups are really important beforehand, so you can try to really open up that range of motion before getting into exercises. That way you can recruit the right muscles. But sometimes we've had tightness for years and years and years, and we're just going to need to work up to it. So at any point, if you need a bit of that break, or you're feeling your back, reset, come back up, keep your rib cage down, hips up, and keep moving. That's it, nice work. And time. Good, that goes by quickly. Then we have our side plank. So this one's gonna be our two things. So we're gonna go on our side plank on our knees, and we're gonna push down into the ground with that top leg. What this is doing is we're getting core engagement as well as inner thigh. So often we forget that was inner thigh strengthening. So we're gonna do that. Holding a side plank and pushing into the ground with our top leg. So we get to decide how much of that pressure we apply, just keeping everything in line. Okay, let's get going. Again, that position, make sure you push into the ground with that elbow, chest out, and go, go, go. So holding that, push down. We're just doing nice long holds. You need a break, just bring your butt down, take a second, and come right back into it. And if you really focus on pushing the ground away from you with that elbow, you're going to get more shoulder stability. You're going to get less of that crunching or pain or sometimes fatiguing. If this is a new exercise for you, it might take a bit of time to build that strength up here, so definitely take it easy, but keep at it. It's super worth it. It's a really good one. Again, good for shoulders, core, hips, everything. We've got 10 more seconds. Push down into the ground. Really feel that inner thigh work. You can always pretend as if you're lifting that bottom leg off the ground to activate the top leg more. Good. So let's flip over right into our other side. No breaks here. You know what to expect. Ready? And go up on that knee, pushing down to the ground. Good. And I want you to be mindful that you're not sitting back super far, that your shoulders, hips, knees are all in a straight line going this way, and that you're not in a V shape or rotated forwards. If that side plank is challenging, you can always hold on to something where you're pushing down into the ground like this. I prefer a surface like this versus rolling forwards and helping yourself, because again, we're not really working as much of the same muscles that we want to build up. So practicing that form as much as we can, help if needed. You're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Good. Make sure you grab water as you need as well. You can always pause this video. Stay good, well hydrated. Now we have our bear crawl. Oops, we're getting excited. Bear crawl. This one's fun. So it's a bit of a variation of a plank. Hands pressing the ground away from you, toes tucked under, knees under your hips. With this guy, what you're going to do is you're actually just going to bring the knees slightly off the ground, ever so slightly. You might not even see it on the camera here, but I've got about ½ an inch off the ground here. So we're going to do holds. If that's super easy, you can always come across and do shoulder taps. These ones are pretty, I'd say pretty advanced. It's a good core one. Let's try it together and I'll keep talking at you, okay? Ready? And go, toes off. Shoulders away from your ears. You want to lock them down towards your hips. That compression creates, it stimulates all those core muscles to fire and work as one. So you've got a big belt of muscle just firing and helping you. And again, if you're getting tired, knees down for a second, come right back into it. Too easy. Coming across, tap those shoulders. Try not to let the hips sway. We don't want to sway because that means the core isn't stabilizing. So Hold it down. Pretend you've got your favorite beverage on your back there, the tabletop. Don't want to spill anything from that drink. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. Exercise number 4. So we have this one standing up here, our squat, leg abduction, squat down, leg abduction. So we're alternating sides and trying to really use the hip to bring the leg up. Okay, I know you've got this one here, so we're gonna jump right into it. Hips width apart, don't go too narrow. That way you've got a good base of support, okay? Squat and up. Good. And make sure, again, you're not leaning away, that you're staying tall and your hips are doing the work. And again, we're doing 45 seconds. You've got 20 seconds to go. Nice squat and leg lift. Want to take a little bit break? We can go into our squats. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake out those legs. And let's go back to our first one. So we get to do it all twice, at least twice. If you have the time, go through this stuff 3 times. So pause the video and go through it a 3rd time. That way the muscles really remember. That way they actually get better and you get that progress. So just the 1 time is kind of to wake up the muscles. 2nd time to kind of get familiar with the movement. And the 3rd time just really locks it in. So if you can, try to get 3 circuits in. Okay, back to our knee drives. On your back, hips up, and let's go. Driving the knees. Keep those ribs down. And breathing. And people always ask me, should I do time sets or should I do reps? What is better? At the end of the day, it's whatever fits best in your workout program. So right now, it works best for me to do time. That way I can talk to you guys, but then we can also have a good enough length of time to really feel that burn. So usually between 30 seconds to 60 seconds is a really, really good time frame. Okay, we've got our side plank. Side plank here on our knees, pushing down on the ground with that top leg. So 45 seconds. Again, pretending as if you're slowly taking off some of that pressure off the bottom leg so the top leg has to do more work. You want to really press into the ground and breathe, holding that there, staying in a straight line. Your arm can be wherever you want it to be. Sometimes this helps remind you to keep a nice straight alignment all the way from my fingertips down to my elbow. Or here, if I have my hands on my rib cage, it helps me remember to really pull that down so I'm not flared. If I'm flared, I'm not using as much of my core. So pull those ribs down. Last 3 seconds. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Now let's flip over to the other side. We're going right into it. Ready. And up we go. Really push, push, push. That's it. So these nice long isometric holds are really good to build up that core strength. And to really create mind-body connection. Am I able to feel all those muscles working? Do I feel that side, core, and into the hips working as one? Or does it feel like, oh, actually I only feel my shoulder? Well, maybe let's see if you can adjust that alignment to fix that and feel all those right muscle groups working. Good. You're almost there. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're going to go into the bear crawl hold here. Let's go right into it. Toes tucked, hands pushing into the ground, away from your ears, and off the ground, and hold. So we've got a couple holds today. This is good. We've got a more dynamic exercises in that next circuit. We're really making sure our core is warmed up and getting stronger to support everything else. Strong hips, strong core, body will be happy. So either holding it or coming across for those shoulder taps, your choice. You got 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We're going to go for a squat and leg abduction. Squat and side kick. Make sure you go out to the side, not kicking to the front. Make sure you breathe with these ones. We're using bigger muscle groups, you might feel more of a burn. I always find these kinds of exercises more fun to do with music, where you can try to follow a beat. 10 more seconds. When you go down to that squat, even weight distribution on both feet before you go down. And time. Yay, good. Okay, let's go into our second circuit. So, again, we've got bent over rows or Ys, curtsy lunges, hip hinges, and high knees. So, this first one, there's going to be two options. You can either do seated or standing. We're going to start seated here, where you're actually going to be sitting back into your heels, chest over the knees, arms out. Here, we're going to go out into a T and into a Y. That T and Y. And by having a weight shifted all the way back, I'm not straining my back. If I'm leaning forward more, that's going to be hard on the back. Sitting back here protects this area, but it's going to work our upper and mid back here, okay? So T's and Y's. Alternatively, you can stand same position here, T and Y. Just make sure you're really squeezing the shoulder blades at the end, so we're getting that squeeze and that burn mid-back for both of them. Okay, so pick one. I'm just going to stay down here, your choice, and we're going to go for 45 seconds, keep that one constant. Ready? And go. T's and Y's. Don't forget to keep the shoulders away from your ears if you're finding you're scrunching. Reset. Think about the form. These are really good ones. If you have any shoulder pain, or you're sitting a lot at a desk, slouching, bad posture, whatever it is, these guys are really good to build that up again and to give some relief. Make sure your T's and your Y's are distinct, that you're not ending up doing the same letter the whole time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So we're going to do curtsy lunges next. This one's going to be alternating curtsy lunges. One side, together, step to the side, together. So you're sort of stepping behind and to the side. If the knees don't like that, you can step back, together, straight back, together. Your choice, okay? You choose the speed. Ready? And go. Good. Wanna pop up. Good. Again, with this one, staying tall. That way your whole foot is pushing into the ground, giving you power to pop back up, and you're not using all just your knee. 20 more seconds. Keep moving. The lighter you are on your feet, the easier it'll be. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, shake it out. Make sure to grab some water if you need. Then we're going to go into our hip hinge toe raise. What this one's going to be like, as your butt sinks back, you're going to reach forward, up on the toes. Reach forward, bum back, up on the toes. We're going for a hip hinge, calf raise. Really holding it at the top here. Often stronger calves will also help with a bit of that balance. And make sure we're not turning it into a squat. You're sticking your butt out behind you. Feeling a stretch in the hamstrings. Let's do it. Butt back, toe raise. And when you stand up tall, make sure you're completely tall, that you're not leaning forward and launching yourself forward. It's easier when you're looking where you're going. So if I'm reaching forward and down, looking down, standing up tall, looking forward, that's going to help with my posture. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Finally, we're going to do high knees. Either we're marching or getting a little bit of air here, okay? So pick one of those two. Let's go right for it. Get those knees nice and high. You can have your hands here as a reminder of how high to get those knees. Really make sure you breathe through these ones. These cardio ones, you're going to need that oxygen. Putting in these little cardio bursts are a really good way to keep the heart rate up the whole time. And that's one way to turn any of your workouts into a bit more of a cardio workout. So if you can keep that heart rate a little bit spiking higher, lower within that safe range, then you're going to get a little bit more calorie burn, a little bit more of that fatigue feeling. Almost there. 5, 4, get those knees high. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, we're going to come back to our T's and Y's. This time I'm going to do it standing up here, or you can kneel down to the ground. And go. T and Y. Keeping a good pace. Strong core, especially here. You don't want to flare too much. Keep the ribs down. Keep your eye on the prize, meaning a strong, healthy body. You got 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We got our curtsy lunges here. Stepping behind together. Ready? Catch your breath and go. Behind, together. Together. Good stuff. Keep it up. Seconds. Often, don't forget, you want to breathe when there's the hard phase. So when I want to go to stand up, that's when I breathe out. Breathe in when I go down, breathe out when I come up. Gives me a little bit extra power. Time. Good. We're going to go for our hip hinge, reach up on the toes. This time, if you want, you can add a little jump. Up on the toes. Reach back, little hop, or hold it there. You decide what feels best, what your body needs. This is the second round, so everything's a little bit more warmed up. Make sure you got a soft landing. That's it. We are almost done this workout. Three, 2, and 1. Yeah. We got one more to go. And that's our high knees. Let's finish with a bang. Ready? Super high. 45 seconds. You got this. Ready? And go. That's it. Higher up, nice and straight. Again, a little bit easier. For hunched forward, that's more effort for our hips. When we're tall, we're getting that body to do that, so that work on its own. Seconds left. A little bit faster. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Well done, well done. Let's finish off with some cool downs here. So like I had mentioned halfway through, feel free to go through those circuits another time each. That would be ideal. Hands down to the ground. One foot in front here, hands in line with that foot. And you're just going to lean forward a little bit and back. If you're not feeling much, bring that knee a little bit further back. And once you find that spot that's really tight, I want you to hold it there. And breathe into it. Good. If you want even more, up on that toe behind you, bring that knee off the ground. Now you're going to get through here and through here, or maybe just one of the two. Big deep breath. Excellent. Drop that knee. Let's reach that arm up towards the ceiling to get a bit of a chest stretch. Open up that chest and that heart. Good. Other arm now. Excellent. Switching legs. Switch this way. Other leg forward, hands in line. Staying on the knee for the first part here, just find a good spot where it's tight. Hold that there. Good. Up on the toe if you need for more of a stretch. The more you straighten that back leg, the more, the deeper you'll feel that into that hip. Want it to be comfy. Good. Drop that knee. Gonna open up that arm up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Good. So now we're going to bring the leg back. Going to sit back into the heels. Walk the hands forwards into a child's pose position. Good. Walk your hands to the right side to get a nice deep stretch along your left. Good. Walking the hand over to the other side. Good. Walk up nice. So we're going to sit back in the heels, hands interlace behind your back, open that chest out towards the ceiling. Again, big deep breath. Excellent. Let's spin around here. So on our butt, we're going to bring one leg up to that knee, sitting nice and tall. You should get a good stretch deep down in the hip there. You can always lay back if that's too intense of a stretch, and then push that knee out. Good. Switching legs, other side. Push that knee out. Perfect. Good. Hands out here. We're just going to finish with a nice little side to side with the knees. Loosen up any tension along the spine, through the hips. And just thank yourself for a good workout. Good. And let's come up nice and slowly. Thank you again so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and have a great day.